Today's activity uses all of the things you've learned about Microsoft Excel already to create a spreadsheet that will help you answer financial questions. And this is a common thing to do with a spreadsheet, to have data entered. Sometimes the data may change over time, but you have formulas that use that data and they'll automatically update with the new information, and that will help you project things into the future and use your spreadsheet to answer some financial questions that you may have. So in this example, we're going to be creating an individual's budget, and it's an estimated budget. So in each month, the income and expenses, they're all the same, estimated from month to month. Now that's not how normally our expenses go, but it's close enough for this example. So we're just estimating what this person's income is from two different jobs, a weekday job and then a job they have on the weekends, and then what their monthly expenses are usually. So their rent, electricity, their oil bill, their phone, cable, insurance, and entertainment. So just a few kind of general expenses that you might see. And in the directions, I asked you to continue this to cover an entire year. So we're going to use these estimated numbers, not just in January, February, and March, but all the way out to December. So when you create your spreadsheet, enter the information just as it is in the worksheet, but you only have to enter the data for January, and then you're going to use that fill command that we learned in our last lesson to copy the information into all of the months, February, March, April, May, and so on out to December. So here's my spreadsheet that I've already started. And before I do all of these numbers out to December, I want you to notice something else about fill. We used filling to fill formulas in our last lesson, and it took a formula and it copied it from cell to cell, and it was useful when we had to repeat the same kind of calculation. But fill can also be used to fill anything that has a sequence. So in the case of months, months are a sequence. We know that after January comes February, then comes March, then comes April, and that's a standard sequence. Something else that might have a sequence would be like days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So the fill command knows how to handle that. So I'm just going to fill to start the months. And if you grab the fill handle and you drag to the right, notice it starts filling in the correct months, April, May, June, July, August, and I can bring that all the way out until December. So I don't have to type all these months in. The fill command understands that it's a sequence, and it will fill it appropriately. Then I can grab the rest of my numbers because, like I said, these estimated numbers we're going to put for every month, assuming that the expenses are roughly the same. So instead of having to do each line individually, I'm just going to click at the first, drag down to the last, and it puts the dark box around the whole selection. I know it looks like the first cell is not selected because it's not colored, but it actually is. And then you just have one fill handle for the whole group. So you can click on that fill handle and drag out all the way to December. And when you let go, it just duplicates those numbers all the way across. So now you have your baseline of your data for this person's income and their expenses. Now at this point, you'll need to enter your formulas. So you'll need to total up the income. So that's just adding their income from each job, their weekday and their weekend job. And then the total expenses. So add up their expenses and get a total of how much money they spend every month. And then you have two more formulas. One is the monthly savings to deposit. So in this case, this person is making more money than they're spending. So there's going to have some money left over, and they're going to have that to deposit in their savings account. So you want to calculate, it's just the income minus the expenses, which is how much they have left to save, to put in their savings account. And then this last formula down here should calculate a running tally. So it should add any amount that's in the savings account previously. And in this case, I've given you they currently have $136 in their savings account. It should add any new money that they've saved that current month, and then show how much has accumulated in their savings account. And so over time, they should see, if they save every month, their savings grow. And so by the end of December, they should have more money in their savings account than when they started, as long as they continue to make more than they spend. So you're going to need to create those 3 formulas, 1, 2, actually 4 formulas, 3, 4, and then you only have to create them for January, and just like before, you can fill each formula over to the right and drag it out to December. The rest of the worksheet has questions that you're going to ask. So once you have your formulas in with your base data, then you're going to have some questions to answer. This person wants to purchase a car that costs a certain amount of money, and you need to know what month they've saved enough money to purchase that car. And then in the subsequent questions, things happen where it will adjust their expenses or their income. So you'll need to make that change in the data and watch the formulas recalculate and then say what month they're going to have enough money to purchase that car. So see how you do. And when you finish, you can save your spreadsheet and turn it into the Google Classroom assignment that will be in our Google Classroom area. And it will be called the Budget Spreadsheet Assignment. Have a great day and good luck.